Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is our resident mindful maven, Jackie Black. Thank you so much for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield.
Yes. All right, Rachel. What are we drinking?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. I am drinking again, once again, friend of the show, Courage and Conviction Cuvée Cask by Virginia Distilling Company. Ooh, thank you again.
Love.
Yes.
I got a I got a old, what do you
An
call it? A
oldie but a goodie.
oldie but a goodie bullet bourbon. We know that it's pronounced bullet.
Yeah, we do.
So
Colorado,
I'm just
maybe.
drinking her straight.
I just want to jump straight into the show today because it is a continuation of our last show, of all the things you discovered in England and discovered about yourself. So I did not make ice for today's
Yeah.
show. It is freezer ice. I am pouring right on the rocks, and we're going to get right into it.
Okay.
Pour.
Okay.
Okay.
I love that cup.
It's so like
I
Art
love that
Deco
cup.
Great Gatsby-esque.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah. Clinkies.
Cookies.
Clinkies. Clink. Clink my drink. Clink.
Like,
There we
oh,
go.
I actually clicked my camera. Mm. Shit, that's fresh. It's not, it's AIDS, but you
I
know.
always forget that Bullet has tannic. Right. It's real.
It's
It's really
right in the front.
strong. It's strong. It warms up the throat.
Well, excellent, because you've got a lot to say today.
I do. I do. And I have
Hmm.
had a little tickle, so I guess it's going to be helpful for today's show because last show
Hmm.
we ended it with me telling you that, and of course, okay, first of all, the title of the show,
Hmm.
part two, is Eat, Pray, Fuck These Dudes.
Yep.
Fuck these dudes. And as I left off on the last episode, after I told you about all of my little adventures that I had in England, I
Hmm.
told you I came to a realization while I was over there. So I guess we're going to pick up there,
Yes, your realization,
right?
your epiphany you had.
I had a couple of experiences that made me feel like it really pushed me towards this epiphany. So, first of all, there was a really handsome, very, very good looking gentleman that had been in my DMs who lives in England. He's in a band.
Hmm.
Um, a musician, like a classic musician move, sliding into your DMs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hmm.
Gorgeous, hot as F. Um, and I had been chatting with him, and he did offer to take me on a date, and he wanted to meet him in London.
Hmm.
And
Which is a considerable ways away from your sister in the north of England.
yeah, I live in York. That's a 2 hour train ride. And York to London is so expensive. Rachel, it's like $250 round trip.
Mm,
Well, I think it was like 175 per person. So it was
but
like
still,
$300.
yeah.
Anyway, still, it
Hmm.
was ridiculously expensive. So I'm sorry, sir, you want me to not only spend money on my makeup and my nails and travel?
My outfit, the time,
For
that's a
what?
whole day investment.
But also for what? What are you offering me?
Yeah. What was
Some
he offering
food?
you to go to England? Yeah. Did he offer
I
you
don't
plane
know.
tickets?
He was offering to quote take me out. So I can only imagine what that meant. So I was communicating that I was feeling um I had some time to reflect, while I was over there, while I was out of the vicinity of men that I was dating,
Hmm.
including Sledgehammer, which we all know that I've been dating him for a while,
Hmm.
on and off, and he's one of my closest friends.
Hmm.
But I had been out of his vicinity and I started feeling some kind of way. Um, I had just come to some realization that I had not ever been touched by a man in love.
Hmm.
I've never allowed somebody to touch my body who has been truly and genuinely in love with me, who truly loved me and gave a fuck about me. I've only been touched and wanted in lust. Men only lust after me. They don't give a fuck about what I have to say, about my opinion, about my dreams. And I came to that realization.
Hmm.
And I was telling Sledgehammer this.
Hmm.
And instead of correcting me and saying that that's not the case, so on and so forth, he encouraged me to go on a date with this musician.
Hmm.
Instead of saying, no, I care about you, I give a fuck about you. I find it a privilege that you let me touch your body. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He's like, you just need to go out and have fun. And
Exactly
then
what
I
you
was
want
just
to
like,
hear.
I understand men are men. They
Hmm.
don't get it. They
Hmm.
never will get it. They never have gotten it.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I ended up not going on a date. And instead, I then proceeded to cut off and block every other man that I was talking to.
Hmm.
I just deleted messages. I left people on red and I started actively not caring about the male gaze, about the male presence around me.
Hmm.
I would clock them like in a self-preservation way, like, like, don't fuck with me. I know you're there,
Hmm.
but I didn't give a fuck that they were there.
Can we go a little bit before your trip to England, if we may? Because it's like you were dating a lot and you were on the
Yeah.
apps a lot and you were
Well, I
in this
wasn't
like,
on the apps.
oh, okay, but like people slide into your DMs all the time. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
you were in this like kind of like hyper dating.
Hypersexuality, really.
I didn't
It
want
was a
to
lot of
say
that.
that you
No,
didn't.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
I was very hypersexual. I'm very open sexually though, and I don't
Yeah.
mind that way. But I was approaching hypersexuality again, and I have really found that I behave in that way when I think, depressed.
Hmm. I see it when
No,
maybe someone has rejected you and then you went out that night and
you
found
did see
somebody.
that. Yeah, because
Yeah. And
Sledgehammer is an idiot and took some other dumb bitch sorry, excuse me. You know what? It's not her fault. He's an idiot.
Mm,
It's not her fault. I take that back. He's an idiot.
yeah.
Anyways, he knew I wanted to see Backstreet Boys of the Sphere and he took somebody else. We're in an open relationship. I didn't give a shit that he was taking somebody somewhere, but to the show that I wanted to see,
That you
cool. And then I went
explicitly
out and
said.
picked myself up a cowboy.
Yeah. So it's more of, I saw it as like this cycle of validation or that hurt or that
Yeah.
stung, and I don't want to feel like that. So whether like a lot of people, like you were using it to cover up a wound
Yeah.
with your hypersexuality.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And being away from that really allowed me to think about where all of that was coming from. And
Mm.
I just realized I didn't want to go on that date.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that happened. I just didn't want to go on that date. I just wanted to take some time and like be alone, not worry about the men around me. And in fact, maybe try to actively decenter them. But I wasn't really convinced at this point. But then
You mean
how
convinced how? Like you hadn't convinced yourself that you wanted to do that, or
right. I hadn't
okay.
convinced myself that I fully wanted to decenter men because remember, I was going back and forth still of going on trips with Sledgehammer and, maybe going to an exotic location and you guys were like, yeah, no, of course. Like if you feel like you want to have sex with him, then obviously we're going to support you, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling you guys about it. Remember, I was going back and forth. And that was still me in a mindset of like people pleasing and still a little bit of that hypersexuality was peeking through.
And
But then
maybe what I had picked up is like maybe I won't date in England, but I'll just go back to like
yeah,
my regular life when I get back to my regular life, you know?
exactly.
Yeah. It starts slowly.
Exactly.
Hmm.
At that point,
Yeah.
around the time of the date,
Hmm.
at that point, I was just thinking, I'm just gonna not worry about dudes over here. So I'm busy anyways. Um, and then our mutual friend Madeline
Hmm.
decided that she was gonna get on the apps around the exact same time I left.
Yeah.
She was like gonna get on the apps. And what I was seeing there was pretty much a nightmare. And you got on for like 0.3 seconds, saw that it was reported back immediately. It's a nightmare out here. And then immediately got off.
Yeah, it lasted like an hour. And I was like, I don't have, again, I was just coming off a breakup in the summer. And I was like, I don't have this in me, nor do I want to. I don't want to be a bad date out there. I want to be very fair and not just, again, use someone for my healing or my validation to get over it, you know? So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be
And
a good time. So I need to focus on me.
yeah, your immediate jump on, jump off was all the um verification I needed that I am making the right choice of not worrying about dating because every time I turn around, every single screenshot is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And they're all out there. They're all, first of all, the men are gross on the apps. Okay. They have their nipples out.
What sluts?
Sluts. They're standing there with their fish showing.
Hmm.
Size queens. You know,
Hmm.
sometimes you know what I really don't like? I really don't like when they have their children on their dating app. That freaks me out.
Like I've seen it where they put the little like emoji over their faces so you just don't see their face and I was like that's understandable if you're at like a family
No,
function but like yeah.
I don't. The thing is that there's too many weirdos out there. There's too many
Mm,
pedos looking at dating apps and get your children off of social media apps,
mm, yeah.
And then it just seems like we all know I am not a Republican. I am not a conservative person at
Mhm.
all. And it just seems like every single man out there, in our age group, dating
Mhm.
ages, they're all conservative.
Mhm. Yeah.
There are no single liberal men. Where are they?
Right. Yeah.
Taken
Hmm.
because they're good.
Yeah.
So that was like very eye opening. And like then got into a conversation about that with my youngest sister. My youngest sister, who, by the way, calls any man I talk to on the phone a client.
Hmm.
She just calls them my clients because,
Because you're giggling.
yeah, because these men really like it when I'm mean to them. And she thinks that they should be paying me. She's like, you're a dominatrix and they're your clients.
They should pay you.
They should pay me.
Hmm.
I should get paid. Anyways, um, sitting having a conversation about the type of men that are on these apps,
Hmm.
and we've seen them. They put shit in their profile like their love language is physical touch,
Yeah.
and we all know what that means.
Yes, I will put a caveat on that for me. I think there's a difference between sex and physical touch. Like,
Not
there's
to men.
inside the bedroom touch and there's outside the bedroom touch. And it's like, I need you to touch me outside of the bedroom non-sexually. So I want to touch you inside the bedroom sexually. Like,
Yeah,
hold my hand, rub my back, like
sure.
just put your hand on my knee. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all the stuff that makes me feel loved outside of the bedroom that I
Mhm.
don't feel used inside of the bedroom. Like
Sure.
it's like with you, you're just like these men, I've never felt love inside of the bedroom, you know.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like that. So it's just like I don't think that they feel like there's a difference, but it's like I don't want someone I'm in the kitchen cooking, someone to come up and like thrust behind me. I don't always want sexual touch, and it doesn't always have to be sexual touch. I want like a nurturing touch. I want an intimate touch. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more
Yeah.
of like, but I don't think they see it like that. It's all the same, you know?
No, they see it like touching you where you pee at,
In your no-no
uh,
square.
in your no-no square. Literally. That's it. And then the
Hmm.
conservative ones, it's just like they want to control and dominate a liberal woman so bad. We're like fetishized by them.
Yeah.
And I just, ew. So
It's like
that really,
they want a woman with an opinion until it comes to having a wife.
until she has an opinion.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, and then my sister and I got to talking about all of these men on these apps. And the fact is that these are fucking strangers on the internet.
Yeah.
These are strangers on the internet. And Ed Gein, there's a confirmed 6 or 7 serial killers who were inspired by Ed Gein's actions,
Hmm.
confirmed. They admitted it.
Hmm.
Caught, admitted their crimes. These people are gonna die in prison.
Hmm.
And it just seems like a great place to find victims to me.
Yeah. On the
And
app.
there has been
Hmm.
from some of these apps.
Hmm.
And men get really aggressive when you deny them, which is terrifying. It just, I don't know. So I was having a conversation about like the people that you might meet on apps and how like, it's scary.
Yeah.
And one year ago, a couple of weeks ago, this is something we never talked about on the show, but
Hmm.
a year ago, my sister's best friend was murdered by her own husband.
Hmm.
And this man is somebody that we all used to agree, hands down, he is the example of what me and my sister need to look for in a husband if we ever want to get married to somebody. We would hold them up against Chris.
Hmm.
And Chris murdered Jesse.
Hmm.
So it was a hard when my sister looked at me and said, "Listen," she's like, "None of these guys are ever going to make me feel safe because it doesn't matter if they're really good guys because even if they're really good guys, they could still kill you.
Yeah.
They could still end up killing you." And it's sad
Hmm.
to realize that that's how violent men are, that we have to actually, like, they could say the same thing, like, "Oh, it doesn't matter, who you're meeting. One of these women could kill you." But the fact is that there's more femicide
Hmm.
committed by loved ones
Hmm.
than there is,
A family member or an intimate partner.
right,
Hmm.
than there is men being murdered
Hmm.
by a family member or an intimate partner.
Yeah.
And so that all just kind of led me to this conclusion that I think I am going into my celibacy stage
Hmm.
and I am actively decentering men.
Yeah.
Actively.
Hmm.
What does that look like, you ask? I'll tell you. You know, you've noticed I've started wearing much less makeup,
Hmm.
much less. I'm not doing those the full beat. And you know what I'm telling myself whenever I start thinking about the men around me? I'm just like, who gives a fuck?
Hmm.
My brain will go, ooh, is he cute? And then the decentering men part that's like really genuinely done, Rachel, there is a whole little person in there going, who gives a fuck
I
if he's good
always,
looking?
yeah, I always heard it was like your first initial thought is the same, like the way you were taught to think, or like the like comfortable way to think. And then the second thought is your real brain speaking, is your new
Yeah.
parts of your connections making in your brain. If you're just like your second thought is your true thought when you're like, yeah, it's easy, old habits, die hard, whatever. You're like, oh, they're cute men at the gym. And then you're like, well, who the fuck cares?
Who cares?
Yeah. And so it's like that is your real thought. That is your new
Yes.
emotional maturity growing. It's your new part speaking up and becoming louder. Mm.
Yes. I've realized something weird. Every single time I am becoming better
Mhm.
and financially stable, a man comes into my life. And instead of focusing on myself and my financial stability, I
Mhm.
will focus on him and my financial stability suffers. Whether I'm paying out anything or not to be with this man. You know what I'm saying? Like in my last marriage, I did we were 50-50, quote unquote, like the whole time. He never took care of shit, broke ass.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I suffered financially. Um But at the marriage before that, same 50-50. I suffered financially. I had to deal with him spending money.
Hmm.
The relationship I'm in right now, open, not committed, but and I never really paid for anything, but still my finances suffered. Still I didn't hit my financial goals. I went away from my financial goals
Hmm.
while in this relationship.
And you're buying souvenirs, you're buying airport mimosas, like you are buying things outside of your budget to still do this. You're not investing in yourself, your future, your finances, like your drive, our business. Like
Right.
these things get pushed to the side because something else becomes quote unquote more important, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the fact is that deep down, I realized that I was looking for somebody to take care of me
Hmm.
because I felt vulnerable and I
Hmm.
had a terrible relationship with money. And now I'm in a position where I'm like, no, I don't have a terrible relationship with money. It's just when I focus on men, I have a terrible relationship with money. I
Hmm.
actually have a great relationship with money when I'm focusing on myself.
Yeah, because you're enjoying your rent right now.
Oh my God, I love my rent right now.
Hmm.
I've been saying it for days. God, I love it. Just chilling, sweatpants, hoodie, cute
Hmm.
outfits when I want to in my house.
Every day enjoying. We're enjoying full months of rent
A full month of rent.
because we're not leaving the house right now. It's getting cold
No,
outside.
it is getting cold outside.
Hmm.
My tan is going away. That's sad. So long tan. But I just realized that like the reason why I'm not hitting my goals is because I am not doing things for myself. I am sacrificing my free time and even my unfree time, even my time where I should be working and focusing on my career and my skills. I'm sacrificing that time to focus on a man. And quite frankly, like that's over.
Yeah.
So I came home and continued. My decentering is continued. Another trick I've learned is, especially in the gym, because they are hot in the gym, is I just check out the girls
Hmm. That's a
because
good,
they're hot
that's
in
a good.
there.
I went to the gym today and I saw a girl and I was like, what? But I was looking at like, hmm, not like she has a great ass. I'm like, I want to ass like hers, or like,
Yes.
what exercises is she doing? How heavy is she lifting? Because I have
Yes.
lost a significant amount of weight, and now I'm like back at the gym lifting heavy, like doing things.
Yes.
And but I will say, this is a difference between us. Like, men don't become attractive until I start to get to know them. They just
Because
have
you're very
faces.
much a
I am a
sapiosexual.
sapiosexual. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, am I intellectually attracted to you? Can you hold a conversation and then your face gets attractive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I was just,
So it so it
I
doesn't matter
noticed,
what they, I mean, you got to be
I
think
mean,
they're
don't get me
cute,
wrong. If there is, sexiest man alive, Jonathan Bailey walks into the gym, I won't not see that face,
right?
but it's
Jonathan, I don't know who Jonathan Bailey is, but okay.
Fierro in
Oh yeah. Oh, he's so
Wicked.
beautiful.
He was in Bridgerton.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Oh,
The
he's
new
so
Jurassic
handsome.
Park, with those sexy little glasses.
He was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the new Jurassic World. Anyways, so it's one of those things where I can see if someone is handsome, but do I find them attractive? No.
Got it.
Yeah, it's more of like I am aware, like in the weight area, like in the squat racks where I lift, like there are a fair amount of men there, but I'm like, I'm aware that men are around me. I do not, I don't know if they're handsome, you know. You're on the way to where I'm at.
I do every time. And
Hmm.
so my little voice is going, who fucking cares?
Hmm.
Like little me, like I'm staring, and then imagine like drill sergeant me is just like, who fucking cares? One,
Focus.
they genuinely couldn't afford me because my standards are like, you're paying my bills or you're not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anything else to say about that. If you're trying to make me lock me down, you
Hmm.
need to know my bills come with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
done. I'm that done.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe any man will be emotionally intelligent enough and also a provider
Hmm.
to ever live up to those standards. So my celibacy is going to continue and I am just committed to see what happens when I just focus on myself.
I have a few follow-up conversations. First of all, okay, so before you went to England, you were in this really hypersexual cycle
Yes.
of just like talking to as many people as your phone could hold. Like you were busy, you had plans every weekend, like, you were setting up dates, you were setting up rendezvous, things like that. And then now that you have been celibate for a few months
Over
now,
yeah,
3, 4 months.
over 90 days,
Yeah.
at least 3 months.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to ask a leading question. Like, do you feel more calm on the inside? Like, how
Well,
is
being
it difficult, or is it like, how do you feel your emotional health is? Like, are there less distractions? Are there, like, how is your life very different now that you have like decentered, not just men, but like sex?
You know, I think my nervous system healed while I was in England.
Hmm.
And I think I'm very protective of that. And so that's why I don't even really want it. There is this like in my mind, like the thought of having sex, the act of having sex with somebody who doesn't appreciate me actually makes my skin crawl.
Hmm.
Actually makes my skin crawl. So I don't want anybody to touch me. So now my nervous system is healed and I am in full like the full mindset of you wouldn't give a fuck if I did let you. Like if I did let you hit this, you wouldn't even get me to climax.
Yeah. What's the point?
They literally, Rachel, never care. about getting me to climax.
Hmm.
They never have the patience, and it does take forever because you know what? You get not only am I built different,
Hmm.
but like I also have to have my mind in it. And if I don't,
Yes.
you're going to be there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And none of them want to be down there for 45 minutes. So the thought of letting a man touch me who doesn't give a fuck about me makes my actual skin crawl. And I think that that is such a breakthrough feeling for me in my life because I genuinely feel so much calmer. I feel so much calmer. I feel so much genuine peace.
How often have you cried in this last 90 days? And if you have cried, what have you cried about?
I haven't cried.
Bring
I
it
mean,
in,
I've
baby.
cried, but I've cried over like pets and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I cried over like um my last dog that passed away. I cried over that because
Yeah.
our friend's dog died. So
Yeah.
I cried. I cried and then my sister's fucking dog died. So I've cried then. But I haven't actually cried over the realization. And I think it's because I've done so much crying over men who never cared about me that maybe I feel like I'm done crying.
I only ask because I know that you are a very easy crier. And
Oh my
so
God.
it's just more of when you get really overwhelmed, you do cry.
Oh,
And
do I ever?
yeah, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's a really great
No.
release, but it's more of like, I have seen you in these last few months of just like, there's a lot less emotional upheaval. And if you say like your nervous system is calm, it's just like this is a sign that I have also been seeing in you as well.
You know what? When you take the men out of the equation
Hmm.
and you realize it, like I just took them out of the equation and I realized that they are never, ever, ever, ever going to take care of me.
Hmm.
They never, ever have. Why am I searching for one? My dad never took care of me. None of my babies' dads ever took care of me. One of them even abandoned me. None of my husbands have ever actually taken care of me. I've been the fucking parent there, you know?
Hmm.
I've always been the one to take care of everybody. So it's time for me to take care of myself.
Hmm.
And I just feel very calm and at peace at that with that.
Yeah.
I feel very calm and at peace. And I know I keep encouraging, I'm just like, fuck these apps. First of all, no, let's not. Scary. The next guy could be Ed Gein. No, you know,
And also, I want to hit back on like your sister, Green Gots Goblin, is very male decentered.
she's never been male centered. She has
Hmm.
been forever decentered. She's had two boyfriends or something like that and a girlfriend back in college. And she really has written off men in general. Like it is very, first of all, the pickings in England are slim, you know. It's not a lot of good looking dudes over there. I'm just gonna say it.
I was like,
I'm
yeah,
just it's not.
I will say I had an English husband, but I met him over in America.
Yeah, yours is like
The one handsome man.
and he's like, here's the thing, handsome, but, yeah, but like not great looking, like not
Yeah.
gorgeous, you know,
Yeah.
but on the handsomer side.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of good looking people
Mm.
in England. And so that makes it really easy. They're also not very forward in England, so that also makes it very easy for her to be for her to be decentered.
Hmm.
It's just that nobody's ever going to live up to her expectation because she is, and she will tell you, she is the love of her own life.
Yes, amen.
Yes. And she has no desire. She also has lived with my dad longer
Mm.
than I ever had to.
Hmm.
Dell.
Yeah.
She's
No.
had to live with Dell, and he's a consummate disappointment. So it's like she's had that as an example of what men are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the most severe of daddy issues, to the point where she just does not believe that there are any good men out there. And then her best friend was then murdered by her husband, who we all thought was perfect. So she doesn't believe in dating at all. And
Mm-hmm.
recently she just got on the apps just to see what was around her.
Yeah.
I sent you
Ooh.
some of those screenshots. It's
Yes, you did.
rough.
Yes, you did.
So fucking rough. So rough. Like,
It's
no, there is no dating.
yeah. Just be like, it's not worth the time anymore.
No, I'm busy. I'm going to
Mhm.
learn some new skills.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I would say it wasn't one big ultimate happening that you
No,
decided. It was just the
kind of
culmination of every small microaggression in your life.
literally the culmination of this is either going to make it, these make shit bad.
Hmm.
Like, I'm going to either keep, how do I say it? I'm going to either keep repeating this pattern of putting men first and myself second and getting nowhere close to my ultimate goals. Or I can finally stop that.
Hmm.
I can finally just focus on myself, stop the pattern of giving a fuck about any man around me.
Hmm.
Stop giving a fuck.
If I
And I,
may, I think this was the situation that I remembered you told us about was, I would say the straw that broke the camel's back on this point. Like you were, he was in your hyper sexual cycle and he said, "Hey, what's up?" And you were like, "Hey, sorry, I'm having a bad day." And then he said something sexual to you. And you were like, "You can't even ask me about my day before just getting into
that was one of the
this."
guys. It wasn't even Sledgehammer. It was one of the other guys that I was actually
Mhm.
dating.
Yeah.
And so we had been seeing each other for a couple of months. And I told him, I was going over to England, and we had just like it was a new relationship ish. And we had been chatting, and we, talked on the phone a couple of times while I was gone. And like I my son is currently deployed, and we keep getting different dates for when he's returning, and like sometimes I don't hear from him for days on end, and it's like really nerve-wracking and stressful to be the person that waits for, your soldier or sailor. So I had told him that I was having a bad day, this guy, and he I was like, I'm having a rough day. I just needed to get out and clear my head. And instead of asking me
Mm-hmm.
what's up? What's going on? Like, can I be a shoulder for you to, like a sounding board, whatever.
Hmm.
His response, yeah, and this was what triggered like there is no men feeling. Um, his response was, do you ever get horny for something very specific? And then he described something pretty graphic, which at the time was just like so repulsive. Like immediately I was like, "Ugh,"
Yeah.
wanted to puke. Like, what a way to respond. And it was like at that moment, I was like, they really don't give a fuck
They're not
about
listening.
you. They're not listening. They don't give a fuck. And it was the thing is that this was right after Sledgehammer kept suggesting I go out on a date.
Hmm.
And then there's this guy sending me nothing but sexual stuff. And I had it. I was just like, and the way that me and this guy met was a very sexual situation. And I was just hoping, because we had such good chemistry, and when we talked, like we had great conversation, and we really like were able to bounce really cool ideas off each other and like all that.
Mhm.
Um, I just really was hoping that maybe because there was that intellectual connection, that this would be a really good connection for me to pursue, even though it kind of started out in a very sexual manner.
Mhm.
And I just told him after he sent me that message, I was just like, you know what? I have come to realize that I will never be loved because I am perceived as beautiful
Mhm.
by most men.
Mhm.
I fit into the beauty standards that society really likes. I
Yeah.
fit right into those. And because of that, I know that men only think about sex when they think about me. When they
Mhm.
talk to me, they're only thinking about sex. They have only touched me in lust. They have never touched me in love. They don't care. And you are no different than any of the men that came before you. And so, because of that, I just want to say I wish you the best, but I'm no longer going to pursue this relationship with you.
Yeah.
And I said that and I just blocked him and I felt so powerful. And then just instead of saying anything to anybody else, I just blocked them.
That's kind of like your first step of like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
It's freedom.
it was so freeing. It was so freeing. And the longer I get away from having a constant sexual partner or relationship or having the constant need to check out or flirt with men or anything like that. Um, or even the urge to even get on the apps. I don't even have that anymore.
Hmm.
Um, the more it becomes really comfortable and I might get used to this.
What does the foreseeable future look like for you now?
I'm not dating anybody. I'm done.
Hmm.
I am done. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm genuinely replacing that time with my friends and
Hmm.
new skills,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely.
Like I just don't have time for that anymore. And quite frankly, the ones that I would want that are American at least, they're already taken. They already they've been married for a while. The good ones are taken. They've been found already. I'm 42. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I feel. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any good ones, especially on the apps. There's serial killer on the apps. Serial
Yeah.
killers.
I I in my last few months have kind of like met you here in this decentering men situation, as well as the listeners have known. One of our most popular episodes this year was like the breakup with Deadpool episode. You're dead to me.
Yeah,
Uh, number two, but it's just more of I am a relationship person, of course, and then but I did take time away after that breakup just to be like, I wanted to focus on me. I want to focus on healing. Again, like I said earlier in the show, like I don't want to be a bad date and I don't want to use anyone as a band-aid that, like I want to, I don't know, maybe it's just like oh, that's just so, puppy, that's so sweet of like, oh, I want to meet someone like genuinely and like how the apps were how to do that. But now like the apps have just turned into a garbage fire. There's a lot of people you shouldn't even meet in your life that you meet on these apps.
that's what I think. I don't think the
And
universe wanted you to meet any of those people. Otherwise, the universe would have put them in your path
yeah.
physically.
And where I am now is like again, like I totally 100% believe in your sister. Like I'm just like I am the love of my life. Like I will give myself everything. And it's like to like I'm not gonna say that I wasn't male centered because like I'll go and like see someone at a bar or at the airport and be like, oh, they're cute. And I was like, why does it matter? You're gonna fly off in different directions. It doesn't even matter. And this is what I struggled with while being on the apps, like before, like the couple relationships. It was just like everyone is so like disposable.
Yeah.
And this would make me cry when I would say this out loud. I'd be like, no one gives a shit about your day, Rachel. And again, you've been married 3 times. I've been married at length for 13 years. And it was just like, we don't know how to date. We only know how to be wives. Like, I only know how to be in a relationship. I don't know how to casually date. And I'm like, that sounds so
Yep.
dumb at 42, but I'm like, that's the realist. Like,
Yep.
and so it's like I was married at 21. I was married from 21 to 35. It was just kind of like that's where you get all your dating experience. I have none of that, but it's also like where I am now, like I'm also in like actively not dating. Like I'm available to meet someone in the wild. Like where I am and someone is also in that space.
Yeah.
Sure. If I like your face, I'll give you my number. Like we have something mutually in common if we are in the same place. If you actually have the balls to come up and talk to me and ask me for my phone number. Yes. Sure. I'll give you a chance. We'll see. See if you can carry on a conversation.
If you're
But
cute.
you're cute, yeah, but it's also but am I on the apps? No. Am I going to be on the apps? No. And I think I'm right on the cusp, and I don't even know why I haven't taken the jump of just like to actively not be on the apps for a year, and just be like,
I
what
mean,
it's super easy. Like it's been 4 or 5 months now, and I'm just like, oh, God, I really do enjoy my rent. Two, my life is so calm. Like just to focus on yourself, double down. And I was talking to my therapist. It's like, what could I accomplish if I just focused on myself for a year?
that's what I said.
And it's
We
not,
both came to the same
yeah,
conclusion.
in different ways, but we met at the same crossroads. But it's also
Yeah.
more of not to be distracted and not, oh, I'm going to go be busy somewhere else. It's like to use something else as a band-aid, to use busyness as a band-aid, to use like whatever it is, like spinning your tires as a band-aid of like not healing. I was like, no, I have a therapist. I'm doing the work. Like,
Right.
and I feel like I am moving on from this past relationship, like very healthily. And there's just a couple of strings to like tie up, but it's more of the investment in myself and not hiding from how I'm feeling in something else.
Yes.
Like not, I've known people who are addicts, but their addiction changes depending on what they're hyperfixating on and whatnot. Like if it's not workaholism, it's alcoholism or it's exercise or whatnot. I was like, no, like there's a healthy balance of it all. And to face what is uncomfortable head on
Right.
and to
Right.
like work through that and to be the person that I've always wanted to be. And again, there's no distraction of a man. If I was on those apps, I was on an app for one night and I was like, this is such a time suck. And I told you,
Yeah.
I felt like I had been poisoned by my phone
Yes.
because it's just like texting back and forth. And yeah, like we are conventionally pretty. And it's like getting someone to match with me and talk to me on an app is not difficult. But then it was just like, this is such a waste of time.
I don't give a
And
fuck
I don't,
how your day was, my dude.
yeah,
Like, I don't care how their day was.
yeah,
There's that. There's that.
yeah. And if you're not in the right mind space, I was like, how am I supposed to invest in you? Like, and
Right.
again, I don't like being disposable or feeling disposable. And I've had friends that are just like, oh, I couldn't watch the World Series in my home because I didn't have the right streaming service. And they're like, go to a bar. And I was like, I literally said, where the boys are? Ew.
Ew.
And then she said, you might never know, like one night stands are fun. And I was just like, that's not for me. And that's
Mm-mm.
okay. Like, I'm not here to like yuck anyone's yum, but it's also like,
Sure.
again, I want a connection with somebody. I don't want someone to use my body to masturbate.
I personally have had one night stands. Great.
Mhm.
Fantastic. I am done. I I think I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I think I would really love if somebody gave a fuck about me
Yeah.
when I let
And that's
them
what
touch
I
my
crave and
body.
desire as well.
Yeah.
So it's more of, and even if I think about dating, I'm like, oh, I don't want a guy over here. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And again, like in a way, I'm like, that still feels very unsafe, even though I'm in my space, you know?
Yes.
And so
Because any of
also,
them could be Ed Gein because men kill women. See, that's where I'm at in my head. It's really fucking with me, dude.
yeah, first of all, you tell me not to watch my like weird dystopian shit. You need to stop watching like serial
That
killer
was
documentaries. But let's call a spade a
Well,
spade. But it's
first of
more,
all,
yeah, go on.
first of all, I'm gonna watch my serial killer documentary so I stay safe.
It's true. It's true. Um, but this is how I feel like on dating apps. Like you're available, they're available, then it feels like we move really fast. Like always like sleep with them
Yeah,
really
everybody just
quickly.
wants to
And
bang.
then I don't know how to carry on a conversation with them, even now that we have like, okay, not that what are we after that, but it's just more of like, do I even like hanging out with you now that all the dopamine has like, been dumped, So it's just more of like if I met somebody in the wild, which I'm like, that door is open. However, I am not pursuing, I am not asking anyone out. Like they have to approach me.
Yes.
But then it feels like that feels slower. That feels more my pace. That feels like there's not this big rush to like, I want to know that I like someone before I attempt to love them.
Yeah.
And that's like, and now I can kind of more articulate what I want instead of, um, okay, I'm gonna back up. I feel in this moment in my life and
Hmm.
taking time to reflect from this relationship, like I thought we would get married. It was like a,
It was pretty
it's like
serious.
a relationship of significance, I will say
Yeah.
that. And but to focus on myself and now to act to make a point to be not that I was not active in my own life, but to be very active in the choices that I make, to say I am not actively dating. I make all the choices in my life instead of like passively existing
Yep.
in my life of just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, sure, we can go do that. Like I make an active choice every day of what I want to do in my life, and like, okay, I am actively
Yeah.
choosing to not date. I am actively choosing to take
Yeah.
myself out on a date. I am actively choosing
Yeah.
XYZ, instead of like when I was on the dating apps, it always felt like I was waiting to be chosen,
I feel like a
you
piece
know.
of meat on the dating apps. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just that the dating apps themselves are dystopian. Like it just feels like you're a product on a meat market.
And also, I personally, I don't like wearing anything with a brand on it because the brand isn't paying me to wear it. Like I'm giving them free advertising. So it's also like these apps, I do not like being the product
Right.
and not to be like, oh, pay me to be on these apps and I'll do it. But again, like they are making money off of me and the women on there because it's
Yeah.
like there's like 3 to 1. There's 3 men to every woman.
Every single
And
time.
so it's a lot more
So
of
scary.
like when we were talking about like the Bumble Fumble earlier this year, it was just always like I am or we as women are the product and
Hmm.
we see no benefit of that because like you said, we put ourselves at risk. Like whether they're a narcissist and they're like gonna mind fuck you or like really like I don't know, like end your life.
Yeah.
So it's like when I go out on a date from an app, like I will like empty my bladder. I'll go to the bathroom, but like at the beginning of the day, I don't even like to drink a lot because I don't ever want to leave the table
Yeah.
to like leave my
And leave your
drink.
stuff.
The
Yeah.
worst thing that's ever happened is I went to the bathroom and then I came back and there was another drink ordered for me that I did not like. There was an after dinner like espresso martini that he had ordered for the both of us, and I was like, I didn't want this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like I
I
didn't
would just
consent to
pretend
this
to
other
drink it.
drink.
I would just
Yeah.
pretend to drink it.
So it was just like that's not the it's like so much worse could have happened. But again, it was just like
Yeah.
I didn't like we were wrapping up. I didn't ask to have
Yeah.
this,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just like, sure, we're having a good time. So I'm like, now I'm stuck here. But either way, it was just more of we always have to be so on guard. And right now, like I'm gonna say my guard is down. It's because there's no men in my life for my
Yeah.
guard to be up about. And
Yeah.
again, when we talk about our nervous systems being regulated and calm, That's
My
the
pH is balanced,
dude,
bitch.
dude. And that's the thing. Like if I go on a date, I'm like, are you worth potentially throwing off my pH?
Oh my God. Okay,
That's
so
a big question for
Rachel,
real.
I'm so decentered. I'm so serious about my
Hmm.
decentering, decenteredness
Hmm.
that it is 1970s Bush down there. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. Are you shaving your legs?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Just
I bought a
smooth as a
wax
dolphin.
pass. I bought a wax membership.
70,
I have to
70s
go.
full bush. All the bush. I haven't shaved that thing in 3 months. And I don't plan on doing it. And you know what? It's keeping me from doing anything.
I'll bet.
Anything. It's keeping me from even thinking about it. Like, I have no desire at all to be seen naked with this big old bush. I know I can't not say bush. I don't know why. Um, but like that's how deep into my I am celibate. I am not dating. Ooh, I am not going to I'm not going to reverse course on this.
Yeah. Yeah, every day it gets not a little easier, but it just gets like
Yes.
my
I get more comfortable in it.
yes, and it was your choice to decenter men. It was your choice to stop dating. So I'm not going to say, "Oh, it was a hard choice and every day gets easier." That's not what I'm saying, but it was just like
Yeah.
every day I'm enjoying it a little more.
Yeah.
Every
I'm getting
day like
cozier.
I don't have to sleep with a fucking fan blowing on me that I hate. I don't have to sleep with my earbuds in because he doesn't want to listen to my book that I'm listening to fall asleep to for my white noise. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can
Yeah.
starfish out in my king size bed built for a queen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
everything is exactly how I love it in my life. And that is really hard to think about giving it up or relinquishing a little bit of that wonderfulness in the life that we built for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
girl dinner every night. Absolutely. It's so good, and it's just like when you design your life exactly the way you like, it's just like I don't have to compromise on my regular life. And that's the thing. If we do date, it's like it's this or better. I live my life in a this or better mantra. And it's just like, you are not making my life better. So, like, peace out, Girl Scout. I'm not having it. And
Right.
and if and when I do decide to date again, it's like, we are very accomplished women. We're very successful women. Like,
Right.
I have my own home. I pay my own bills. Like, you know, and it's just like, I'm not asking for anything from anyone that I have not accomplished in my own life.
Now
I'm
men
asking,
really genuinely are competing with our own peace now.
yeah. And it's like, I feel like men are just like, oh, yeah, I'm competing against all these other men. No, you're not. There's literally no one else in my life. And this is what I always say when I go back and think about like the reasons I broke up with Deadpool and whatnot. And I list them out. And I was like, there was a lot of good in that relationship too. And I
Mhm.
just keep thinking, even though you had all of that good that I listed in my mind, I said, I would still rather have nothing.
Yeah,
And nothing was better than what was left in that relationship. And I was like, I'd really rather have nothing. And I'm quite happy
literally.
with nothing. Like, again, it's like your competition is you as far as men go. It's just more of like, meet me on my level or
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you behind because I'm not going to settle for less to have somebody. Like
Yeah.
I'm never that lonely. And when it comes to personal time, I always get myself 100% of the time. It works every time. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no frustration. There's no sexual frustration when you have yourself. Like you know what you
Literally.
like. So
I'm not even feeling even remotely lonely. Like I kind of like this
yeah.
better.
Yeah,
I'm
because I think
peaceful. I'm getting cozy in my solitude. Like I love this shit.
mhm.
I love not talking to anybody all day except for you.
Oh, we yap all the time. But again, we have
Yeah.
such fulfilling friendships.
Yeah. Because my girls fill my cups, overfill.
Being alone does not
Men,
mean lonely, and being alone does
no,
not mean isolated.
no. And my
No.
friend and men, they've only drank from my cup.
Hmm.
Only ever. They have never filled my cup. Not once. Every time I leave a relationship, my cup is over half empty.
And I'm so not a lover girl. Like it is not easy for me to like get Twitter pated over someone. And so
Yeah.
it's really like, do I even like you? Like, are you worth being in my friend circle first? You know, versus like, I don't care if you're a lover or whatever. So yeah, I think we're just at a really great part in our life together that we have just at just for fortuitous timing that we were just at the same point. And
Yeah.
again, like learning new skill sets, like investing in ourselves and our future to have like
Yep.
bang and go golden girls years, like
I can't wait.
so good. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. I just know that's going to be so much more fulfilling than any relationship I've ever had with any man, any marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready to focus on myself and see. Let's just see, like, if we could manifest what we've manifested thus far, like, who knows? Like, universe, show us how good it can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just am at a point in my life where I've started to realize that most men are a little gay, liars, and suffering from the patriarchy, which is actually worse for them than it is for us. But that is an entirely different subject that we
Yes.
will cover on our next episode, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, how the patriarchy hurts men. Stand by for that one. It's going to be so good. But yeah, Jackie, I see you shuffling those cards. Are you ready for the spellbounding portion of the
I
podcast?
am so ready.
I feel like
So,
a
so,
couple of
so
cards
ready.
have popped out already. Like it's like, read me.
I've been shuffling since before we started, and cards have been popping out, and it's just I don't know why I didn't keep them to read, but it is what it is.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay. Well, Spirit's going to
um,
give us a great reading no matter what. Are you ready?
see, the first one just popped out,
Okay.
so I'll just leave that. I'll go with that one. I don't know. I feel really good about this next life pivot. I feel a big, big, big pivot coming.
Me
And
too.
I think us going down this route where we are really centered. It's not so much decentering men, but more centering our own self right now
Correct. Because,
and not
yeah,
allowing men to disrupt that anymore.
true. Yeah. We decide who's in our circle. And right now the circle's
Yeah.
real small. Like we shrunk our lives a little bit in the best way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
so. And I feel very comfortable in my decision. It's
Hmm.
just now I feel like I have to hurt people's feelings now, and that bothers me because I'm a people pleaser.
I know you are
I'll
working on
get over
that,
it.
but again, like you are not being malicious and hurting their feelings. You just need to, I think, reframe that as you're putting yourself first.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we got a bunch of pentacles. We got a bunch of pentacles
Okay.
coming out for us. What is this? Six, I think. Yeah, six.
Okay, Six of
So
Pentacles.
let's go. Let's talk about this guy first. So,
Okay.
Six of Pentacles is upright. It's about compassion and understanding and generosity. Probably like having compassion with yourself when you make big changes like that.
Hmm.
You gotta like my big change is really genuinely rooted in some past trauma. And I think I probably should have some grace with myself. And if so, if you're going through something that is a big change and you're realizing some shit, some behaviors is tied to some shit, have some grace and compassion
Hmm.
with yourself. And then the second one we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about educating yourself, achieving things through that education.
Hmm.
This card stresses the importance of hard work and diligence in accomplishing your goals. So, I mean, for us, I feel like this resonates with me because I feel like I'm giving myself grace for the past, the trauma that I've been through, what that has manifested in, and I'm learning new things. I'm learning new skills, and it it feels like I am using these skills to change my circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we have,
Oh no. Oh no, your face. It's a good one. I can feel
so
it.
this one only two popped out. So my gut said just use the card on the bottom of the deck.
Okay. Oh no. It's okay. It's two skeletons like facing each other in an embrace.
It's the Two of Pentacles. We got this last week.
Yes, we did. Hmm.
We got this card last week. The butterfly is on half of
Of
each
each
of their
spell. Yeah.
faces. It represents balance, priorities, and adapting to the change.
Mm.
A game of balance is what's at work here. This card gives the sense that rapid change has become the norm in your situation.
Rapid change.
Rapid change.
Hmm.
Having to deal with opposing forces is unavoidable in certain circumstances, but luckily, you've had the resilience to be able to deal with them. So hang in there.
Mm.
Use those new skills. Your circumstances are going to change and they are going to get better, but you have to have some grace with the past of what's put you into these circumstances. If you're learning from them, give yourself grace. You
Hmm.
should be able to say that you should be able to be thankful for the lessons that you're learning instead of hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So that was a good reading. I really liked that one.
Yeah. We both got something out of there. I hope our listeners got something out of it too.
I do too. All pentacles. All
I
pentacles.
don't know if we've ever had a pull like that before.
I don't think we have, but this balance, this Two of Pentacles popping up multiple times for us
Hmm.
really feels um good, especially because it's about changing your circumstances and your priorities changing. And my priorities are changing for sure. I now
Hmm.
am my own priority.
I'm so excited for my future.
I'm so excited for my future.
Hmm.
Things are just getting better. And I
Yeah.
feel like this is going to be such an important step for us. So, next episode, we're going to talk about how the patriarchy is hurting men. But that's really it for our episode today, Rach. I loved our little chat.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
feel like we really accomplished some big changes.
Absolutely. So, thank you once again for listening to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.